You were born on that hill over there?
No.
Yeah. These little babies?
The minnows.
The minnows.
The minnows.
Do they turn into something when they grow bigger?
Little silvers.
Silvers.
They're called silver stripers.
And then the other big guys eat them?
The humpo, the skunk, and there's another creek down a little further that contribute into this
Okay,
creek.
yeah.
The humpo is the biggest one. They might have changed the name. It used to be called the Humpo Creek.
Okay,
And it comes down off of Mohawk Mountain.
okay. I've been up there like many years ago.
That has frogs, suckerfish, minnows,
Nice.
crawdads. All in those tributaries.
A nice variety.
And they come into this river. The northern side of Gardner is a sewage plant.
Yeah.
And there's a sewage plant down here.
Okay.
So 500 yards to 1,000 yards up, the water's clean.
So sewage meaning untreated sewage?
No, they go through treatment
They
plants,
try to do the best they can.
but it still goes in the river.
The nitrates, right?
Yeah. So we try to keep an eye on that.
Who's we?
Yuma.
What's Yuma?
Yuma is a national organization to protect the planet.
Sweet, dude.
I cleaned 1,000-gallon mercury in North Carolina.
Oh, man.
That was a mess.
So we're on the same mission.
Yes. Now, if you go up north, up that way into Whippoorwill,
Okay.
there's a creek there.
Yeah.
You can see the bottom. It's that clear.
So I'll write that down before when we finish.
Natural tributary that gives great feeding water to these like rivers and reservoirs.
And there'd be people there, you think, fishing?
Mm-hmm. There's houses all the way up to.
I could talk to.
Yeah, sure. They're nice people too.
Yeah, I'm getting that from you. So you've been here your whole life?
No. I went out.
Oh yeah, you said you went
Washington State for the military.
to do work for the environment and other places.
I taught people how to cook in the military.
It's important.
Number 10 Ken, they can cook the whole meal.
You're an important man.
I try.
Yeah, military eating. Let's see, is that important? Yeah.
But nature in this town, I'm a big. This used to be all tore back. The rivers used to have all cut back, which was the county.
It's a bad idea.
Well, back then they had different insects. So they had to cut it back.
There were insect control.
Yeah.
By cutting back habitat.
They'd rather cut it back than use DDT back then.
All right, that sounds probably better long term.
Yes, and that's what they were looking at. They did a DDT up on Canaan with the telephone poles.
Yeah.
And it just killed everything, so they stopped it immediately.
That's good. When was that, like in the 70s?
78, 79, around that time.
Right.
Yeah. All the overbrush now is because of the Arbor Foundation.
Okay.
So all the overgrowth is because they got tree lovers around here.
So wait, what does that mean? You mean the invasive vines?
No. They just let everything grow natural.
But they're native species?
No. The arbor is the tree lovers.
Yeah.
You go on the internet.
But are they? No, I know they are. But are they planting native trees?
No. They're just letting it grow.
Oh, just letting whatever seeds grows.
They redid the turkey, copperheads. They repopulated the wildlife.
So this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because when you said tree lovers, that can be a negative connotation, you know.
It is kind of, because I lived in Washington State.
Tree hugger, you know.
Yeah.
Bad people.
They don't take time to them.
Tree huggers. Yeah. I don't hug. I mean, I hug trees. Believe me. But if a tree, you know, it's the balance in the big picture. So one tree might be better for the whole place, you know.
My birth tree is still standing.
What does that mean? They planted it when you were born for your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're killing me.
It's there.
I believe you, man. I mean, like, I tell you, this project I'm doing is so amazing. So people like you're the honey makers, right? The people I come up to and talk. Well, I'm right now, we're wandering with strangers. That's what it's called.
Okay.
And so we're strangers until we meet, and then we're not strangers because we have the same blue-green souls. And that's why you and I are already very deeply connecting. And then from there, let me just tell you the big picture. And then from there, so the idea is to attract people to the project, learning how people love nature. And the ultimate goal is to attract the queen bee. And the queen bee is going to have resources, and the goal is to build a wilderness garden in a mall parking lot. And what I am is a landscape artist that makes gardens that look like wilderness.
Okay.
No beds, no grass, all forest floor, you know, log jam waterfall, rock cut basin stuff. So that's my skill. And I want to get somebody to bring wilderness into places where it's been, you know, paved over. That's the goal. And you're helping right away.
Good.
Yeah. So you're gonna put waders on today and go walk the river?
Northern. I go all the way up towards Gardner.
So you just came here to see what's going on?
I check and see if there's any filament on top of the water.
Oh, you're doing a water quality.
If there's oils or anything being dumped into it.
So you're doing a water quality test?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So how far away is the sewage?
You're right. You heard that, right?
Gardner is 4 miles away. You're in a safe zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's 500 yards.
Yeah, no, you're away from the new Paltz one.
Okay.
Do they
That's
put
on the other side of the river, of the bridge.
Do they put signage up in that area not to eat the fish?
No.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
They should at least have by
Warnings,
the pipe.
something.
And people fish
Yeah.
like
Ooh,
50 feet from it.
glowfish.
They
Yeah.
probably just don't know it's there.
Yeah. I would say
And a
had
sign
that
would
look
be
on her
polite,
face. Yeah.
You know, just
Polite.
Come with politeness.
Hmm.
You know, if I catch something and we eat it, that's why I'm.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah, no,
You
you're
know, I don't want
fine.
to eat garbage.
The catfish and the sunnies go up, but the rest all go down.
Have you ever catch catfish?
Hmm?
How big?
Bullheads, catfish.
What's your biggest catfish? Black
in-
channel?
In this river, I would say about 21 inches.
Are they black channel catfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call them bullheads up here, but it's a catfish.
Yeah.
Um,
You ever see these guys that canoodle?
mhm.
So canoodling is very cool. But so where I'm from, Long Island, I'm on the beach all the time. So I have my Jeep, I have the permit to drive on the sand in certain places. So out at Montauk Point, you can go down there and on the rock with the truck. And one day I see a guy pull up in a four-wheel drive, and his New York plate says "Got Bait." I'm like, oh, this guy might be serious. He gets out, he's got a wetsuit on, fins, and a surf caster, and he starts swimming out into the ocean. You know, Montauk Point, that's the wild. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he starts paddling on his, fins going this way and casting, and he's fishing out, swimming and fishing at the same time. So so there's a whole group of these people that they go there. I found out later, and they did a documentary on these guys. The name, it's like ski fishing, because the goal is if you catch a big blue, they want to be pulled in like skiing off a fish.
Oh, wow.
Is that the balls?
That's pretty wild.
It's pretty high end, right?
Yeah.
So it's I thought that the canoe guys and these guys are in the same category.
Up toward Gardner, if you look that way,
Yeah.
on 299, there's a big bend, and you see all the big rocks.
Yeah.
You see people fly fishing.
Fly fishing.
Beautiful to watch.
Yeah. I love watching fishing, man. When I go on the beach, I'm working with my laptop on this project and watch people either surfing, kite surfing, fishing, just, staring at the beauty and then talking to those people. So tell me, do you think your relationship, your loving relationship with nature has been growing your whole life?
Yeah.
Right. It's getting deeper and deeper.
In this area, more so.
Why specifically?
I'm home.
Yeah.
This is home to me.
Right. So you've been all around in nature, and now you're in the nature you were born into.
Yeah. And this feels like home.
Dude.
Uh,
I mean, your friggin' birth tree is here,
Yeah, exactly. and to see it still standing, I was like,
What type of tree is it?
it's a talpa bean tree.
Okay, I know it. Yeah.
Right now, it's about 55 feet tall. Huge.
Wow.
It grew up like you wouldn't believe.
Are you, I'm 62. Are you anywhere near 50?
I'm about 1 year younger.
Wow, so the tree's height by foot is almost your years. That's cool.
I'm 61.
You look great, man. Yeah, I got you in the early 50s. I didn't want to insult you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No insult at all. Married for 45 years. She passed away,
Oh, dude.
so I came home.
Sorry.
God took her. I'm glad God took her at that time.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm 34. Met my wife when she was 15.
My colonel friend goes, "Don't be mad. I said, well, I am there. He goes, don't be. God took her before you, so you don't have to worry about her when you pass.
That's another way of looking at it. Geez, what do you think on the water quality?
The land used to be down. This is the river's high today.
Okay.
It's about 5, maybe 6 feet higher.
Wow.
You can walk this, like I say, this is unusual
Okay.
for this time of year.
I'm trying to get a dialogue to understand is like where the possible disconnect is with having all that love and having an issue with sustaining it. And the combination of not just sustaining the earth's nature, but sustaining your relationship, because it's such a wonderful thing to be aware of. So you're not living a full life, if thing, right? So the disconnect issue, right? So I'm kicking around and talking to people like, do you think, because we have real reasons to fear nature, and back in the day we have even more real fears, like the critters were bigger and stronger, so we weren't, we get eaten by critters. So do you think that built-in fear and today's whatever fear, mosquitoes, this or that, alligators, do you think that's also keeping us from really falling in love to the point where we want to care for it? You think it's one of the players?
Another thing about this river.
Yeah, I want to hear more about nature.
They brought back the coyote.
Oh.
Why they brought back the West Coast coyote?
The West Coast coyote.
I'm floored because it's a bigger coyote.
Because they're trying to confuse the coyotes?
I don't know. But the minks and the fox are back. They brought them back.
Okay. That's positive.
Yes, and they're on the eastern part of Mohawk Ridge.
Okay. Eastern part of the ridge, okay.
If you're going to be around next year,
yeah,
May
okay.
Beginning of June,
right,
the Iroquois Nation is coming back up there for a powwow.
Oh.
You want to see a wonderful thing of nature and how the animals will come around.
Because they feel that they're in the area.
They're bringing back the 3 prayer rocks. There's a guy holding 3 prayer rocks.
I'm getting goosebumps now, man.
And they put them, and they set the fire in the center, and they do their powwow around it.
This is in May. Ambassador, something, I think it was Ambassador Wolves, to teach people about the wolves. Mm-hmm. The woman that was serving us while we were there for 3 nights, she told us she was part Native American. So we said, you got to come to the wolf thing, right? Because she wasn't invited because she wasn't part of the group.
And that's a big thing with the Indians. They have to be invited.
So we invited her at our table. I mean, I was definitely part of that because I wanted to actually, what you just told me, I have a vibe about that. So she's like, long story short, she decides, so there's a room, she came, there's a room of maybe 100 people, 150 people, and 1 Native American that I know of. They bring the wolves in, and the alpha with the flat back, you're like, oh my God. And they start to explain, the people that do this, Ambassador Wolves, explain like, the wolf might come up to you if it senses that, it's all good and you're calm and everything. And if so, don't worry, just be calm and don't do anything. This wolf beeline for her. Yeah. Everyone that knew, I get emotional.
Something to see.
And everyone in the room knew what was happening right then because they knew that she was the Native American in the room. Yeah. And these were all mostly white people trying to do the right thing by nature. And then they saw like it in action where this wolf just sensed her, man.
There's a longhouse on the left.
Oh yeah?
That's where the powwow is going to be.
Well, dude, this is synchronicity like at another level because I literally was ready to bolt. And that was a mistake. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I started to bolt and you like walked up to me, basically. And I'm like, what's this guy? And the first impression was like, I don't know, like I was a little concerned.
At first I thought you were supposed to be one of the people I saved.
You save?
Mm-hmm.
From what?
God sent me on a journey.
Oh yeah?
In North Carolina, I grabbed a guy for hanging upside down on the telephone pole.
Oh, you're saving me, man.
Well, no, like I say, if God sends me to help somebody, I will.
So you were sensing that? That's why you walked up to me?
Maybe.
Nice boat, huh?
What? This right there.
Fish right behind you, sir.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay. I can do it. Yeah, no problem.
It's got the skirt. Kill me, man. I gotta get into my boat. I got something very similar. Yeah, pretty close. It's a valley. It's
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's a British boat
valleys are gorgeous.
from Nottingham. Yeah, man.
I love those designs.
It's similar to this. Yeah, the big points at both ends.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those.
It's got the same amount of holes, and it's really bringing me back.
Yeah.
I got to get in there. It's been hanging on my garage for too many years, man. I lost the energy to put it up and down. I got to get on a river and just stay there with it. You know, this is the hard part. What these guys are doing. When you said, you said you walk the river. So let me just say, my first impression was, oh, you walk along the bank, but that's got to be tough because it's so mucky. You're gonna lose your wheels.
Yeah, I go right to the center.
Is it not mucky in the center?
There's a lot of rocks, northern,
Oh,
and then it comes down to a flat area.
so you can see the rocks?
No, but you can feel them with your feet.
And you're barefoot?
No, shoes, always shoes.
What kind of shoes?
Any working shoe or sneaker,
Absorbing water?
yeah. But you want to be able to slip out of it in case it gets stuck in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you want protection because you don't know people that throw in trash.
Oh, of course. So it's not a special water shoe. You're wearing regular shoes. You tie them on tight enough that they don't slip off if you don't want them, but loose enough that you can slip out when you want
in an
to.
emergency.
That ain't easy.
And I always have my magnet strapped to my belt.
Your magnet? What's that?
I have a rope, and on the end of the rope is a magnet.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll pick up any metal that's in the river.
Wait, a soluble metal you're picking up? It's
Little steel, a gun.
oh, not like metals, like soluble metals.
No. Actual
Solid metals,
yeah.
not soluble.
Coins, guns, knives,
Do you put-
bottle caps.
Do you sell them?
No, the guns and I turn to the police. The knives I give to the police. The coins I keep.
You are so blowing my mind, man.
I care about my river. I mean,
Yeah, I know. You're.
I'm a rare soul.
This is pretty great.
I'm a rare soul. Fully clothed, because that water's cold.
So regular clothing.
It's a cold river.
Yeah, I'm standing in it. Well, where do you put your? Well, obviously you don't walk in there with your phone.
I put that all in the car,
Yeah,
and I leave it up there.
yeah.
And then I'll come down, get a cab, and go back to my car.
All right, let me get to another subject with you. You kill me, man. All right, so the other piece, and this is what we were talking about yesterday, trying to understand the disconnect. So, and it's also connected to the fear factor a little bit, but we eat, we know we can be eaten, and that's all part of the Eden issue. Like in Eden, it seemed like we didn't have to kill to eat. It was a kumbaya moment. So, like, do you think we eat all the time, and the fact that we don't kill to eat, you think that most people, not most people, but people that eat meat had to like have someone kill for them. So the fact that we're so disconnected with the actual kill, do you think that's a big part of why we're just not feeling it?
The younger society, yes. Whereas my dad had 13 kids,
Right?
we earned everything.
Yeah.
We went in the mountains and shot 100 raccoons,
Right.
ate all the meat,
Right.
sold all the pelts in New York,
Right.
sold all the other parts to the Indians.
Wow.
We didn't waste nothing.
Listen to you, man.
Claws, the eyes,
Mm.
we used every part of it.
Mm.
And that's the way we were taught,
Yeah.
to fish the river.
Yeah.
You fish the river, you eat what you take out of the river.
Right.
Otherwise, don't do it.
Right. Why else would you be doing it?
Thank
I just maybe catch and release just for the sport.
With my fly fishing, I do that, and I don't have no barb.
No
on
barb.
it.
Yeah, you can't have a barb. You can't be ripping their mouths open.
Exactly. I do that, but that's on sport fishing and entertaining a senator trying to get funds The wildfires, they were terrible.
I can't even imagine.
I got stopped on the highway because the winds.
You
and
you
they were
couldn't
burning vehicles.
you couldn't breathe, or you thought you were gonna get burned
Yeah,
alive.
they closed off the highway.
I can't.
It was bad. I'm glad I'm.
I mean, flooding is one thing, which is horrendous, but
Deep breath of air with oxygen
yeah, in a flood, you're still breathing,
from a tree.
and you should know, right, and you should know where the high ground is, hopefully. But with a fire, man, there's nowhere to go.
It's all desert out there. So sagebrush just burns and burns and burns. It's bad out there.
Yeah,
But
yeah, our trees.
we need our trees.
We breathe out, they breathe it in, they breathe out what we breathe in.
Well, they
Nice
came
plan.
up with a thing called. But yeah, that's a nice boat.
Isn't that nice, wooden boat?
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I talked to him when he went out. He said he bought it because it was beautiful.
I would.
It's a good reason. Do you have a kayak or a canoe?
No, I have a silver line, flat boat.
Oh, flat boat. What? So, but these are motorless, right? These guys?
I always had a motor.
I think I read somewhere it's like it, said it was a motorless lake. This, not motorless lake, motorless river. Yeah, I don't know how.
I always had a motor.
You had a.
Like I said, there's a.
Because my next question was, do you have an electric motor or?
No gas.
Excuse me, gentlemen, when I pick this up on my shoulders and neck, swing it around.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for the heads up.
That's a beautiful boat.
oh, thank you. That's why I got it. It was beautiful. I didn't pay any attention to how a canoe is just beautiful.
Does it finish good?
Well, not that much of a canoe. I think it works fine.
Yeah.
It's about 40 pounds, so not that heavy.
And it's the old Indian turret style. Like the Indian.
Well, they did it with birch bark, and this is wood.
Yeah?
So I don't know if it's Indian style, but it is surely, handmade craftsmanship.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
I'm sure Indian style, they must have had more than one way to do it, right?
Oh, okay. That's
The yoke. Yeah.
That back is.
Okay, swing it.
You got it, brother. It looks beautiful swinging. You got perfect footwork. You see how he did that?
Yeah.
He just pivoted right in that one
I
spot.
like the ox hole. in the-
Yeah. The ox.
chargers?
Yeah. I thought they called it a yoke. I'm not sure.
Yes, definitely.
Yoke.
Yes.
Pretty nice. He gets that right on there.
Yeah. No scratch on the car.
No?
That's a beautiful thing.
It's a nice setup.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have that hanging in your house,
Yeah, that's beautiful. I would.
Me, so would I. Do you hang it in your house? He's not listening. He's paying attention. He's got to get it right. You don't want to make that hard left and the canoe goes the other way.
Yeah.
Now this guy's got an electric bike over here. Look at this. Yeah, that's an electric bike.
No, those are coming out a lot.
My friend just bought one. It's pretty amazing. It's like the fountain of youth.
In
You're
my
going up
house-
hills on that thing.
In my house, I got a bicycle. I pedal 2 hours.
Yeah.
I get 4 hours of electricity.
Oh, you got one of those, right?
Sure.
Do you follow Elon Musk at all?
Once in a while.
He's been doing some good things, I think. He's trying to, not trying, he's brought together a lot of the brightest engineers in the world to develop the best batteries, best electric motors, and the best way to harness the sun to fuel all that stuff. So that would take a lot of carbon out of the game if we can get it to as affordable as the internal combustion guys. So he's made a lot of progress in the last 5 years with that. And what were you gonna
My
say?
wife owns an oil well in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
and the government pays us not to sell the oil
I know.
as a reserve.
No, I know. Well, you need the reserve. I mean, look, we needed oil to get this far. You can't be getting down on the use of oil. It just needs to be balanced out by electric. And you could use oil for so many other things besides, oh my God, the hook just missed him.
My big thing is the river. Why aren't we using river energy?
Tide or flow or?
Grist mills,
Yeah, grist mills, right.
powered energy.
Yeah, well, they got better generators. No one's doing that?
And all those dams will be worthless, useless.
Why?
They're not working, they're breaking down. The river flow works, it's just the generators aren't working no more. They don't have the right equipment to use them.
Yeah, well, that's it. That stuff's got to be maintained. And what were they originally for? Electric? Making electric?
Yeah. For California, Oregon, and Washington.
Wow. And all those are not, those are down.
They'll be down within the next 5 years.
Oh, that's interesting. Man, you got a pretty overview of what's going on.
Because I've traveled,
Yeah.
and that's the only way I learned.
Yeah, being right there. So I need to ask you. So I talked to you about Elon. I talked to you about fear. I talked about kill. Your relationship is growing with nature all the time. Do you look up a lot?
The stars?
Just any time, just see what's going on?
Yeah.
Here, you think it would be like a day paddle to get there? Like 8 hours to get there?
Maybe 2.
2 hours from here.
Yeah, it's not that far on the river.
On the river.
This river flows nice.
And it's flowing that way.
Yeah. So that's why you got to be careful of that fall.
So it's coming out of the mountains in the west, heading east towards the Hudson River.
Now here's something interesting for you.
Right.
This river and all those tributaries
Yeah,
are coming from the Marcellus.
Marcellus. What's the Marcellus?
It's all the water from New York to Chicago underground.
Oh, the aquifers.
Yeah. And that's what feeds this river.
No. Wow. So where are those springs? All over the place?
This one's upstate New York to feed this one. But Mulhall
Do you know where the springs are? Do you actually go to the springs?
on Mountain Rest in Canaan, yes sir. In Eddyville is the first spring. There's 4 springs they call the Holy Cross, and that's why that bridge is important.
You're killing me.
That bridge is important because it's a marker for a spring.
Springs are the best, man. I have not been at many springs in my life, but watching that come up from deep down, man, that is a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. When my dad bought his property,
Right.
he bought the water rights.
And it's, what is it, spring and streams? What is it?
The spring fed the house.
Oh, you're at a spring.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah. But it was only 24 feet deep.
so what's the problem?
None. It's the best water in the
Yeah,
world.
I'm like, that's not, if you're not near industry, 25 feet's okay.
It's shale clean, so it's natural clean.
Dude,
Beautiful water.
wow,
Oh yeah.
that's sweet.
But my dad got the water rights.
Does it ever drop below 25 feet? You always have water?
Yeah.
You see many eagles flying through here?
2 in Catskill,
Yeah.
in that area.
Oh, they're nesting?
Yeah. Those 2. A lot of vultures.
Right, turkey
Never
vultures?
Never seen them around here.
Why is that now? Because of the coyotes?
I'm sure it's to do away with all the roadkill.
Oh, you mean people that brought them in? Oh, to help with the roadkill.
Yeah, because a lot of people are hitting deer.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, one night I was up in the mid-Hudson Valley driving on Route 9A, and a snow owl, it was dark, and it came out of a driveway low. It hit me. I didn't hit it. It hit me with this truck. It hit in the headlight, the windshield, and I'm still so upset. It was like 10 years ago. What the hell? It was following my lights?
On Springtown, a lady got hit by an owl like that, and it sheared the whole top of the car off.
Of course.
It was 6-foot wingspan.
Oh, it was such
The
a
owl.
beautiful animal.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
There was nothing she could do.
It was like a holy saint killed itself on my grill.
But it clipped the middle by the windshield, and the second by the passenger door.
Oh my God.
That's how strong the bird was in the flight. It came down at a swoop and just cut the car.
Oh my God.
Killed the bird and killed the lady. So that was God's time.
Oh, I guess it could have been worse for me at that point.
Yeah, that was God's time, at least the best time. That's the way I look at that.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's as good as
Something
any
like that
it's as good as any other way to look at it.
Yeah. That
Wow.
was in 92.
92.
That's when that
Yeah, that was a pretty, I'm trying to think if that moment had anything to do with the other moment. No. Is that a hawk up there? Yeah. What do you think?
Good eye.
Red tail?
can't quite see because of the sunlight and I don't have my glasses.
It's coming this way.
Yeah, that's cool. That you caught it with a hawk.
Yeah, well, I like look up a lot.
Yeah. That's why you asked that question. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, people say to me, "Why are you looking up?" I'm like, "Why are you looking down?" Yeah, you guys aren't in full turn yet. Shroon Lake, man, it's right at peak. It's just
With the colors.
breathtaking. I drove up yesterday morning from Long Island up. So I left around 5 and I'm on 87 right getting into Lake George, and the mist is rising everywhere. So I was driving through mist, sun lighting up the mist, and the mist was turning the colors of the oranges and the reds.
Wow.
The mist was orange, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, this is so fucking mind-boggling. I was like tasting the colors of sugar maples and birch, and it was like, that was a first for me. I've never been, and that's what's amazing about nature. Like, if you wait long enough, something will change and it'll just blow your mind. It'll like light up the whole, you're watching something beautiful to begin with, but then something on top of that beautiful happens.
I think they should put out a commercial. Color the leaves. Pull over and look.
Yeah.
You know, look at the tree. Don't be on your phone.
Yeah. So when I told him yesterday I'm spending the whole day up here, from 10 to 5 they're open. He goes, "No one's ever stayed the whole day here." I go, "What?" "Yeah, it's always a few, they like walk through, you know?" And I know, you gotta like charge them less to stay all day. One of the reasons also I came is Sojourner Truth is named, you know, she's a freed slave, and she helped a lot of slaves get out of slavery. So that's her plaque there if you read it. And I figured, like, here's a person that was trying to right a wrong, and we're trying to right a wrong. And so we're like made of the same, you know, not everybody fights the wrong.
And the railroad came this far north.
Oh.
To hide colored slaves.
That's right. Yeah.
In my Aunt Estelle's house.
Oh, so you know about,
hiding rooms.
you know about her?
Yes, sir.
What do you know about her?
I know that how the slaves came up, and they were hiding them to protect them.
Yeah.
A lot of these old
Ulster.
farmhouses have secret rooms.
Ulster.
Yeah, secret rooms, and behind the bathroom there's a bedroom.
You're killing me, man.
You know, upstairs there's a little crawl space, but then it goes into a room.
Wow.
A lot of these houses.
Wow.
And I was blown away too. But when my Aunt Estelle and Uncle Mert, the Depew farm on Butterville, they were big. They didn't believe in that either, so they helped.
Wow. So synchronicity, right? Where my wife and I are up in the high peaks last week, and then when we came down, we saw this, so I had to come back up for the stone and then hit this on the way down. Anyway, we're in the high peaks between Keene and Saranac. And my wife says, "You see that sign for John Brown?" I'm like, "No, I've been through here all the time. I don't see any sign for John Brown." And we start John Brown. There's a series now on Showtime. So we watched the first episode of John Brown. That's not the title. It's something bird anyway, but it's about John Brown. So I said, all right, let's go take a look, because I'm always ready to just get off the plan and see what's showing up, like what you just did here. So we go in there, and there's this huge statue of John Brown, a little slave boy, and there's the guy there, and he's telling me about it. So we couldn't spend a lot of time with him there, but I had a little talk with him and got like, this guy gets nature big time. So took my wife back to the hotel, and I went back to go talk to him about this. And we talked for almost 45 minutes, and he's on the web already about his talk. And he talked about John Brown. He talked about all his, so he works for the Parks Department. So he's a naturalist kind of guy. Telling you, man, this is some project. I'm gonna be meeting people like you. It's just filling me with the energy it's gonna take to put.
I hope it gives you hope that people will care for the land.
Yes,
They
I have the
need
hope, but you're strengthening the hope.
Good, thank you.
Oh, I mean that.
Help me get the word out.
I mean that. Yeah. Thank you for right. Yeah, right. So it's a partnership that we're sort of aware of, and like this is a collaboration. Well, again, you're the honey maker right here. And when people hear you, once I start getting recognition, because I don't have any social media up until I started this, so I don't have any followers. But I'm a persistent person, so I will definitely have followers.
Yeah.
Once I start getting enough of this material.
I'll help you spread the word.
Sweet.
That's what, but like you say, mutual.
Yeah, mutual collaboration. Yeah.
Need more of that.
That's what this is. This is what this is all needing. Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, this is what my brain, I was telling him last night, it's kind of the same thing. It's like where I think it feels like I'm eating too much cake or something, because we just had like a lot of good stuff just come on.
Yeah.
There's a limit to how much
some
good.
Of it's my opinion.
What?
But most of it's the truth.
What you were just saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a pretty good, born in the Bronx, I usually can smell it a mile away. I don't smell anything.
Good. Thank you.
I smell no bullshit.
Thank you. Well,
Oh no, that's one of my skills.
It's hard in this land to know what's being right and done.
Well, that's why I can wonder with strangers. You know, even if you don't want to talk to me, I've already had that. They want to talk, because I'm very respectful. I understand body language. As soon as I feel like they're done, I'm done. You know, and I'll say, oh, so you know, do you have another minute before I'll go into another question usually. But with you, I've got an absolute, like, you're on a timeline like I'm on a timeline. I don't need to go somewhere right now. I mean, at some points I need to go someplace. Yeah. But I try to, when I don't need to go, I try to make myself very aware that I don't need to go. Because you might just leave. And believe me, I thought about it a lot. Should I leave or should I go? So that paused me enough, I think, to wait. So how long were you here before you walked up to me?
Half a minute.
You just showed right up and walked over to me. Look at you.
I ain't afraid of people.
Oh, dude. Oh, you read me like a book. I turned around, there you were. I'm like, what? I'm leaving. Why are you here? And here we are. Like, what do you think? It's an hour we've been talking?
Yeah, nice hour. Yeah.
I just hope my battery is good. My chip is good. I had like 3 hours on there, so we should be getting all this. Model 7, this is a little minutia, but I think it's important. So I'm spending a lot of my time when I'm editing is to get the horizon right, because I move a little bit and like it's like this. It's crazy. And I don't want it to take a long time, because I want to do a lot of these a day and get them right up. You know, edit out, you know, the uhs and does, but get it out. So it goes on YouTube as a whole thing as much as possible. And on Twitter, a little snippet, go check it out. And then once I start promoting it, people will just see them all. But anyway, so I just said, you know, I start Googling, you know, how do you solve the horizon problem? You know, just the other day, and it pops up, GoPro's putting out their 9 a month ago, GoPro 9, and the math geniuses figured it out. You can tilt it 45 this way or that way, and it keeps it flat.
Yes, I saw a couple of the features.
I'm like, what? So it actually lands tomorrow. I just got an email, like, so I'm gonna be psyched, and then hopefully I'll run 2 cameras, because I hate to like worry that one's malfunctioning, and all this gold. Yeah. So my backpack is gold. So like, you want me to tell you a quick thing on the colors here? So it's white, gold, blue, green, and red. So white symbolizes love, pure white. Gold symbolizes wonder, the goldness of wonder. That's one of the things we can do as humans, is wonder. The blue-green is our blue-green souls, and the red symbolizes the sustainability part. So we got to either raise it out of the red, or understand where we're at in our own lives and the quality of sustaining a quality life by connecting more with nature. So that's the symbolism in the logo. Why do I have a feeling we're gonna meet again, and when I get the queen bee, so the queen bee, male, female, just resources, plenty of resources, plenty of super love for nature, a piece of mall parking lot, a wilderness area, and then maybe someone has a restaurant around it and a bar, and I'm guiding the project everywhere I can. And the idea is, if it gets enough press and it works one place, that maybe someone over here will see it and just do it. You know, they don't need me to do that. but if I can get the template to look interesting enough, and
You're opening people's eyes.
yeah, to like make wilderness super convenient so that they'll see it, and you know, not like a garden, but like a wilderness, right? Yeah.
So, my name is Francois David J. Dupuis III.
Are you shitting me?
Nice to meet you.
Say it one more time.
Francois David J. Dupuis III.
Wow.
Nice to meet you.
You got some history there, brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm Michael Yule.
Nice to meet you.
Michael Arthur Yule. I'll try to throw a name in there. The first. First. All right, man. So where you heading next?
I'm gonna go and check the temperature of the river and see if I'm gonna walk it.
Okay.
If not, I'll go up to Gardner and do a little fly fishing. I want to check the old grist mill to see if it's still working.
I should just put a chip in you and follow you around. Because it's probably going to be a good place for you going next.
But like you say, we'll meet again.
Yeah, we will.
We will.
We definitely will.
Mike, it was a pleasure. Get the word out.
Peace, man. Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
day.
Fantastic. How about him? How interesting is that guy?